Now, listen, guys. I wasn't even going to tell this story. I really wasn't. But you know, it's been weighing on me, and it's been on my mind for a couple weeks now. So I figured I'd share it with you guys. As I helped run a fundraiser for Act Philly. They are a nonprofit. They are the only open intake animal shelter in the city of Philadelphia, and they desperately needed our help. Now, as I'm walking into the shelter, I had just parked. Somebody had said, "Hey, is that Eddie?" And I said, "Yeah." And they were like, "That's Eddie and Chooch." They're like, "Oh my God, I love blah blah blah." We started talking, and the young woman showed lots of love. She really did. So I said to her, "Oh, well, what are you here? You here to adopt a dog?" And she said, "No, I'm actually here on bad terms." So, I said, "Well, what's going on?" And she said, "Well, my mom's dog, this is Dre. He's 11 years old, and I got him from my mom 10 years ago, and he's sick right now, and she's a little too old, and she's not healthy enough to take care of him." And I said, "Well, what's wrong with him?" And she said, "Oh, he has cancer." So I said, "Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that." And she said, "Yeah, and since he's not feeling himself, he's been a little snippy around the house, and it's just not good in my mom's house." And I said, "Listen, why don't you take Dre, put him back in your car, take him back to your mom's house?" And I told her, I said, "There's actually people who come to your house, and if Dre is suffering or if he's in pain and it's his time, they will do it right there in the comfort of his own home." She said, "No, my mom can't take it." And listen, what we're not going to do here is judge anybody, right? I'm not here to judge or shame anybody, but I'd be lying if I said that I wasn't thinking about Dre the whole time I was at that animal shelter. I did a tour. I was there for about an hour and a half. I was filming content, and the whole time I'm thinking about this dog, Dre, how he spent 10 years in someone's home, in his home, and he's going to take his last breath by himself with strangers around. So I did the tour of the facility, and I said to the director after I was ready to leave, I said, "Hey, there's a dog, Dre, that was dropped off. Can you see what his status is?" And she looked him up. She said, "Yeah, he's here. He's not holding his food down, and he's not good. Like, he's unadoptable, which means you know what they're gonna do." So I said, "Man, can I see him before I leave?" And she said, "Yeah, sure." So I went in to see Dre, man, and I had a few words with him, and I felt like crying, like real shit. Like, he was so scared in that crate, man. He was all by himself. He didn't know what was going on. You know what I mean? I won't even bring Chooch or Cece to an animal shelter because it's just too much going on. And they say shelters can change dogs, and I can see that. So I talked to Dre for a few minutes. When I first saw him, he was standing up in the corner of the crate, and he was kind of shivering, and he wouldn't lay down. And I talked to him long enough to where I was able to get him to lay down. He still wasn't comfortable. You know what I mean? He had no idea what was going on, and I just constantly think, like, when I look at Dre, I see Chooch. You know what I mean? And me personally, I could never let Chooch take his last breath by himself or surrounded by strangers. You know what I mean? That's just me. Again, I'm not here to judge anybody. The woman was she was a nice woman, and I don't know what was going on with her family. I don't think her mother was well. But it's just an unfortunate situation, and it goes on. It goes on every single day. You know what I mean? Every single day. This particular animal shelter takes in 20 dogs a day. Okay, just while I was there, I saw like 3 or 4 people surrendering their dogs. Anyway, I wanted to share that with you guys. Like I said, it's been on my mind, since I visited the facility, and man, I don't know how those workers do that every day. Man, I don't know how they do it. God bless them, because my heart couldn't take it. It really couldn't. Just a unfortunate situation. So RIP to Dre.